slide on the screen and come back and see me, we will take them back at the end of your presentation. Because we want to see what we can do to make your slides may be perfect, but we want to see what we can do to make sure it's as good as possible.
Should we say something?
Hello. Hello, P-winners. Hello, CNH P-wins. My name is Megan Lewis.
Hi.
Serving us in district governor.
How do you?
Where is she?
Hi. Okay.
Okay, she's going now. Do you want to try to fix the lights? Because it looks really white on the.
Oh yeah. Do you want to turn that light off?
Was higher than you. I can't find anything.
Have it.
Awesome.
You want to
Try to.
Looks better.
Wait, most bad people are. I would go to battle with them.
So, hi, welcome to the District Appointed Board Workshop. My name is Jenna Nguyen, and I'm your DCON Chair.
Hi, I'm Hannah Garcia. I'm your Kiwanis Family and Foundations Chair. I'm Allison Ngo, your Membership Development and Education Chair.
I'm Jamie, I'm the Awards Chair.
So these are the appointed board positions. So we have Awards and Recognition Chair, DCON Chair. Yes.
speak louder, please?
So we have Awards Chair, DCON Chair, Kiwanis Family and Foundations Chair, or just KFAM Chair, MD&E, Technology Chair, and appointed board positions can be changed by each governor for their term. Oh, by the way,
I'm Matt, Technology Chair.
So this is the general information. So district appointed board members are majority of us, or all of us are committee heads of one or more district committees. So for example, I'm the head of DCON committee, Jamie's awards, she's head of awards committee, and etc. And so we have to meet all deadlines for position directives. So we have when you get appointed, if you get appointed, there's we have a document of just directives for throughout the term. And we have to attend all formal and informal meetings, so district and divisional. We uphold the responsibilities and image of district board. So as you know, safe key, we have to remain safe key anytime we're out in public for Kiwanis events. We have to make sure to be organized and reliable, especially for position-specific responsibilities. So Jamie has to make sure to release the manual on time.
Okay, so awards and recognition chair. So my main job is to recognize officers, members, and clubs throughout our entire district. So first, the DCON awards, so section 1, 2, and 3, and also creating the trophies, plaques, and certificates for DCON, and also doing some sort of monthly recognition program. So I do Officer of the Month, Member of the Month, Club of the Month, and Gem of the Month, and those are published in the GEMS newsletter. And make sure that the awards at DCON, if they're international awards, that they get moved on to ICON.
So my job is to pretty much manage DCON. So I plan it kind of with advisors and with my committee from top to bottom. So everything from the DJ to the schedule to the decorations, that is done by me and my committee. I promote district convention. So as you guys saw, if you guys saw over the summer, I was posting the DCON hints to reveal the theme. And then we also created DCON videos and flyers, the contests, etc. I create resources to help officers. So like the DCON manual that will be released likely next month, and the DCON guide to marketing manual, and etc. So for my committee, it's kind of a district board committee with us. So there's a DCON general committee, and there's 7 subcommittees inside of it. And so one of the subcommittees is a member committee, also known as physical arrangements committee. And so those are all the subcommittees that I have listed up there.
so my job entails me to promote Kiwanis family relations. So I work with all branches of Kiwanis, and I reach out and I make a document with all the emails and stuff for divisions, and I send that out to the website. And then I also advertise the available grants and scholarships that Kiwanis provides us. And I stay up to date with all aspects of the Kiwanis family and foundation on a district and international level. And I make manuals for the members. So I'm currently making a scholarship manual that will be sent out late January, February. And so we have guides that kind of promote the Kiwanis family in our district and kind of educate the members with infographics or flyers. So some of the skills I have to have while working as Kiwanis Family and Foundation Chair is to be able to communicate with other people and network, and also I need to be available for meetings and talking with others, and I need to be able to properly inform the general members of my duties and the Kiwanis family in general.
So for my position, membership development and education, one of my main duties to do as MD&E is to create materials and resources for members to be educated about CNHQN, such as the CNHQN's manual, and teaching them about district projects. Like if you guys have seen infographics about like PTP or Live to Learn or the Thirst Project, I work with Pauline normally to create those flyers. And another important job that I do is overseeing the progression of Club Rush. So if you guys mainly, if some of you guys are officers, you may have seen the Club Rush manual and also the Club Rush package. So that included like a manual to talk about like tips and advice to have your school's Club Rush, infographics and like templates for sign-up sheets and like first meeting examples. So a lot of it is just helping clubs, have the most successful Club Rush as possible so that they can gain a lot of members. And I also work with LTGs to help charter new clubs. So that entails looking at nearby schools in divisions and seeing what schools have potential to have a Kiwanis club there. And there's like a long process, including like a bunch of forms and chartering and money that's involved to charter new clubs. And also as MD&E, you're also appointed as the Key Leader Ambassador. And if you guys don't know what Key Leader is, it's a 3-day camp where you guys can meet other people, not just from CNHQNs, but Key Club International as a whole. So it's a great experience, and as Key Leader Ambassador, you help promote the camps throughout the year. So there's fall and spring camps that you promote, and you help create like infographics to promote the event to get people to sign up and go, and also promote Key Leader scholarships if they're possible to have during your term. And lastly, is another main job is communicating with vice presidents. So just like district governor communicates with presidents, I work with vice presidents and oversee how clubs are performing, and just communicate with them and see how they're doing as a whole.
So the technology chair, well, a lot of the technology chair does like update the website, making sure like everything of the day. So like recently I was adding like the decon documents for like registration and like hotels and stuff. And then like another thing I do is a lot of the making the videos. So I'll be making like the decon video. Yeah.
Okay, so about the application is normally released the week or 2 weeks after district convention's over, so probably around early May. This is some stuff that's a part of the application, so your personal information, name, address, city, division, club, just why you want to apply, what leadership means to you, letters of recommendation, and there's specific questions for each position. So for example, awards, probably one of the questions is, how do you plan on increasing awards participation, and like what you want to do to recognize more members of clubs and officers. And supplements showcasing your work. So I know for district convention chair, you can have a theme ready for next year's decon and just have everything planned out from decorations to graphics and like how you want everything to work at decon. But the positions may change depending on the next term's governor. So if the application that you're making will not be judged by Nina, it'll be judged by the next governor.
So some tips on when you're applying is to start on the application early and work through the pages at a good pace. So think of it as like college applications. You don't want to procrastinate on it, and you want to be extremely specific. So if you have a goal, like let's say for MD&E, you want to increase membership. Don't just say like, oh, I want to increase members. Be like, I want to increase membership by 15%, or say I want to increase it from this number to this number, so that they know you have like a goal in mind and you're specific and you're not just kind of going willy-nilly with your job. And also don't be afraid of asking questions. So I know a lot of us probably ask our predecessors about like application tips. So like my predecessor was KK Co, and I always asked her questions of what I should put on my application or like what will look good. And just don't be afraid to reach out to others and see what will make you look good. And if required, choose who will write your recommendation letters very carefully. So as mentioned before, you have to include 2 recommendation letters. So pick someone that knows you really well and has seen you work throughout the years and see like how qualified you are. Like for me, I chose my vice president and also my faculty advisor. So it's important to choose who will write you a good letter and like knows who you are and your work ethic. And also remember to ask yourself why you're doing this and what QNs means to you, because when you're writing on your application, that's how the future district governor will see you, and they want to see that you're passionate and see that you're really dedicated to having this job if you're appointed.
So for the letters of recommendation, you can ask anyone besides current district board or like that year's district board. So like the next governor, if like we're seniors, but like if Jamie became district governor next year, you can't ask Jamie for a letter of recommendation. But you can ask, other than that, you can ask anyone. Like for me, for example, I asked the past district convention chair for a letter of recommendation. And so because I had worked with him very closely throughout the years, and so he knew me really well. And that's how I got one of my letters of recommendation. And then I got the immediate past turquoise lieutenant governor to write a letter of recommendation. So you can pretty much just ask anyone, and you can even ask us if we say it.
So are there any questions?
Okay,
Do you guys know what you want to apply for?
we can just go over like last year's application.
It's on the drive, and all of ours should be. Like all of our will be low. Things in the, oh wait, no, just kidding. It'll just show yours because you're logged into yours. Do you guys upload your applications? Yeah. You're like, yeah. Teresa did. Do you want to do mine? Just, you want to just log on?
So guys, can we start here and just briefly introduce yourself and maybe an idea of what you want to run for next year? What you're interested in?
I'm Lita. I'm not really sure yet. Maybe decon chair, but I'm not sure.
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm not sure either.
Can you guys speak loudly enough so this guy in the back will?
Hi, I'm Jen. I'm not sure what I want to go for yet. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Shauna. I'm not gonna run for the convention circle yet. I'm Elise, and I'm gonna run for technology chair.
I'm Colby, and I'm probably going to run for awards.
I'm Quinn, and I'm going to run for Kiwanis Family Foundation Chair.
And so this is last year's application, and it's up to the governor to change whatever they want. But generally, over the years, they kind of just keep it generally the same. So it'll say like the deadlines that you have, or tips, or this. So it'll be a letter from the current or the future district governor. And then so it'll just say like dates and then the following positions. And then it says every board meeting you have to, or everything you have to go to. So if you didn't know, we have May board, summer board, and winter board, and what those are, they're 3-day meetings where all district board members come to meet up. So May board and summer board are in Rancho Cucamonga, where they usually meet at the Kiwanis district office, and then winter board's in Santa Maria, and these are the dates.
Maybe not next year.
Oh, maybe not next year.
They're
But
all
this-
tentative.
Yeah, and then you have to attend district convention, and then Fall Rally North or South, and then candidates training conference. And then these are just little notes to keep in mind. And then they have notes for every position, and then kind of just like basic summaries of what they are. And then you fill out, oh, that's like my habit, but okay. So you have to fill out your general information, so your name, gender, birthday, address, phone number, and
Your
then
birthday's tomorrow, what?
So division, how many years you've been in Kevens, and then your t-shirt size. The t-shirt size is so that when the governor orders your district board polos, they know what size to do. And then
So when it says rate 1 to 3, you're actually allowed to apply for more than one if you want to. So
you can apply up to 3, but I only applied for 1.
it's a lot of work.
I only applied to 1, and
I applied to
also if you put more than like just 1, then you need to do position-specific questions for each of those.
And there are about 5 questions, I think. But you want to make sure like that they're like good and like long. Like those are essays. And so here I listed all my prerequisites. So like all the past positions I had, and then all of the district or international events I had attended, and my favorite event, and then why am I applying for appointed board, the goals I have for the term, and then just these are just the general questions, and then when you scroll to the bottom more, these are the position specific questions. So yeah, you have I think they're all 5 questions.
So the way I answered the position-specific questions is I just made a Google Doc and I did question 1, my answer, and then after you're done, make sure you transfer it into a PDF file. That way you can just include it in your email submissions.
So if you're doing technology chair, I recommend kind of emphasizing your past experiences or like what you kind of know to do, like what programs you know to use. And so like if you know how to use Photoshop, make sure you write that you know how to use Photoshop, and kind of just, and then you also want to, I don't know about the other positions, but for technology chair, you want to gather all the videos that you made, anything that you've made pretty much. And then for decon chair, I would say, because majority, or you have to write kind of what themes you want for the future years. And so if you're applying for decon chair, start writing them down now. Even if you're unsure if you're applying for decon chair, start writing them down like in your phone. Like I know beginning in like February, I had started, or maybe earlier than that, I just started writing down random themes in my phone, and I would come up with names with them over the term. And then so when I started on my application, I wasn't like rushing to figure out themes.
I think like one piece of advice that I have for when I was like writing these position-specific questions is like when you like make sure you look over each question at least like when the application comes out, so you have like time to think about it and time to like think about what your answers are. And so what I did is like Hannah said, I had like a Google Docs set up, and for each question I would like write bullet points underneath about like specific goals, just like 1, 2, 3 words about goals I had, so that when you're actually like typing out your answers, you like have a list to make sure you hit all the points you want, so that your responses are concise and they get straight to the point, and you know like what you want to talk about.
And so also for the letters of recommendation, you don't have to do like only 2, you can do more. Like for me, example, I did 3 because I just couldn't pick, so I just did 3. And then how many did you guys do?
I did 3 too. I did
2.
And then here's like the supplement. And also, we can send you our applications. But that's the only thing we're allowed to send you. So we can send you our completed applications, like once you begin applying.
Just let us know.
Yeah. So this is for decom chair. This was like my supplement, and so like I kind of planned out which like one of the themes. and it was actually the superhero theme, but at first it had a different name. So I did like a comic book name. So this was the original name of the decon theme, but now it's Service Saves the Day. And so I kind of just planned out like general workshops, guest speakers. This is actually going to be our guest speaker. So his name's Sean D. Nguyen. If you know Just Kidding Films or Just Kidding News, he works for them, and he was also the 2013-2014 CNH Circle K District Governor. Yeah. And then here's decorations, and then I did convention layout, and then I did like a planning of like each month of like what I was supposed to do.
And also for your, if you're applying for appointed board, try to come up with something that you want to implement. Like you want to leave your mark on QNs and you want to leave something behind. So I think if you have like an idea that you could elaborate on, that's really good too.
You guys have any questions? So if you need to contact us, this is our contact information. No questions?
Comments?
Just
No?
So how was your app?
Oh, it's,
Oh, one person was watching, then they left.
Oh.
That's that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. I guess we can start.
Oh, okay. My experience on district board is like another piece of advice I have is like if you're scared about applying, just apply. I know a lot of people tell you to just apply, but I like really like just apply. Because I remember I was really nervous about applying because I knew I had a lot of people that wanted to run for the same position as me. But you never know like what potential you have. Like don't be afraid to put yourself out there, and like in your application, like don't be afraid to brag about yourself, especially like if you really, really want this position and you want to show how much you want yourself. And honestly, being on district board has been really, really like fun and like life changing because you see things from like a different perspective, and yeah, you get to like experience a whole new side of QNs, and I think it's a great experience to have at least once.
Yeah, I didn't really know that like if other people were applying, but I was just like in my mind I was like I got to do my best on this, and I think that if you reflect your passion for this organization and like what it really means to you through your words in your application, I think that really shows. And as Allison was saying, like this report really like opened up. I would have never probably met Jamie or Jenna or Matt or Allison like without or like know them this well without this district board connection. So I think that's a really rewarding experience, and being able to serve the districts on a completely different level. Like yes, it's different, but I think it also kind of it creates an impact on you.
So for me, my sophomore year, I actually applied for awards and KFAM, but didn't get either of them. And I was really sad for like a week. But then people kept like reminding me like, hey, even though you didn't get them, there's so many more opportunities. And then the next year I applied for awards and I got it. So even if you don't get the position you like want to get, there's always more opportunities, and you shouldn't get too down on yourself. So just keep trying like I did. District board's really fun. I was kind of nervous at first because I was the only, well, actually, no, I did a lot of turquoise, but I just wasn't like sure of how it would go. But everyone's really nice and welcoming, and the car rides are really fun. You get to travel a lot. Yeah, I would recommend.
Oh, so I joined QNs during my sophomore year, and I kind of just like jumped like head first with like everything, and I like applied for everything. Well, not district board because I didn't know what that was yet, but like I like did everything I could. Yeah, and then well, I actually ran. So people that apply, like a lot of them will actually, like I'm telling you the truth, a lot of them will be people that didn't win lieutenant governor. And like, so you guys, like, this isn't everyone that's gonna apply. And like, I ran against Jessica for lieutenant governor and I did lose, but there is always more opportunities. So just when one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah, so that's definitely a lot of what my story is. I joined Cubans this year. Yeah, I didn't join until like a week before Club Rush, which I got to my school board because somebody resigned from the technology chair. So Kevin asked me to step in, which is like our president, and I stepped in. I was working on that until about like a week ago, and here I am. Yes. So yeah.
But even if you aren't sure what you want to do now, you guys still have like a decent amount of time to figure that out. And like if you don't, like unfortunately not everyone gets the position that they want, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if I got a boards chair my junior year, I don't think I would have been ready for it. I was just kind of like, this sounds cool, I'll just apply for it. But like, I felt like me not getting it was a sign that I wasn't ready. So.
Oh, and another like thing about being ready, I feel like for my own personal experience, I don't know how anyone else feels, but I felt like when I applied and I somehow got the position, I felt like I wasn't ready, or like I was really nervous about what was about to come because I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, like I don't know if I can handle it. But then you learn as you go. Like everyone on district board is the same as you. Like you all start fresh, you all got appointed or elected, and you're all starting from like building your district board journey. So even if you think you're like not qualified or like you're scared or you don't know if you can handle it, like you can. Like all of us went through it and we're alive right now, and it's a great experience, and you'll learn on the way. So no one is perfect at the beginning. Like it's a learning process.
Adding on, it's like when you first get appointed, it's kind of like a lot at once because everyone already knows each other. Because lieutenant governors, like they find out like way before, so they already know each other. But you don't meet everyone until May, and so it's like a lot to take in. And you're just like, whoa. And then you have like all these directives and stuff like that, and it's really overwhelming at first. But you just make sure to like take a deep breath. And like I remember when I first got appointed, I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like I have to plan a convention now. Like who let me apply? I was like freaking out. But like now that like I figured out what I'm doing, I feel like with all of us, we're like, you figure it out as you go. And that's just kind of how it is.
Sure.
So another part of the application process is the interview. So if you guys applied for district committees, like maybe you had a phone call interview with their head of committee, so you'll be in a call with the governor, the treasurer, and the secretary, and the bulletin editor. And so I think something that helped me prepare for my call is to watch a lot of videos about interviews, and then also I printed out my application because they do ask questions from your application. So I just printed it out and I like laid it in front of me, and I was like, and then like maybe Nina asked me questions. So, like I pulled out my paper. I'm like, yes, Nina. So yeah, I think like that helps you like be more prepared, and like it kind of helps you be more comfortable in that like position.
For interviews, yeah, have out your application because I was like, I had it on my laptop and I was like when they ask you a question, I would like scroll through really fast and I'd be like, because like they ask you specific stuff about your application and you don't want to forget.
Yeah, you also want to like practice maybe with your friends or family, like in that scenario, so that you can kind of be ready for like those quick questions you need to come up with an answer.
Any questions?
Crickets.
No, oh my god, this is like do you want to do it?
No, you do it.
Okay,
Don't
this
do
is
that
like
one.
Cameron Bernal's favorite joke. How does a tuna laugh? Ahi, ahi, ahi.
Going with our theme of ratatouille,
How do you, anyone can cook? Answer. Oh crap, I forgot the joke.
Oh, what do you call a sick noodle? Mac and sneeze.
Also, if you do still need help with appointed board, there will be an appointed board workshop at DCON. So we're gonna be back for the same presentation.
Yay! Yay! Any questions? Are you guys like wondering about something? Like curious?
Oh, and if you're embarrassed or like you're kind of scared to like ask questions now, don't hesitate to contact us, like or like talk to us like when we walk out or like email us a question. We're always here to help, and that's what we're here for. So hit us up.
Okay. Any other advice? Does anyone have
So when you were on district board, where was it the